Hey, Cairo. Good morning, good people. Bawo ni. May you manifest great things in your life. I wanted to speak on this post that I posted about someone being scammed about Papa Legba oil and other spiritual technologies and things of that nature. Do y'all recall a few years ago where I think it was a Caucasian girl, white girl who petition or something like that, petition Papa Legba. And probably it wasn't even Papa Legba, but a spirit. And she ended up dying suddenly or soon afterwards. Um, when dealing with spiritual technologies and spirit, there are rules, protocols, and rules of engagement that must be followed. It's not, I could call them up and they have to, it's not you rub on a lamp and a genie grants your every wish. Even those who know about jinns and spirits of air or things of that nature, there's always a price to be paid. You know, um, when we build and cultivate relationships with spirit, we then get to understand those covenants, those rules of engagements. This is why having an elder mentor is important, because during the process of going through and learning, they will introduce you to the spirit. The spirit will get familiar with you. There's a lineage behind it. There's a lineage that can recall the first person who started to build with that relationship. It's so true that even if you want to take out African spirituality and look at like Judaism or when you look at those high priests and the holies of holies when they was dealing with their God Yahweh, and remember they had to be sparkling clean. They had to take blood and sprinkle it. They had this whole protocol before they can reach the holies of holies. And even then, now certain priests wasn't even allowed to go in, right? Also, when you examine it even further, you can see that there were rules. There was rules of engagement. There was a covenant being made with those people, with that family, right? Now let's go back to African spirituality. When you're dealing with spirits, there's a covenant that has to be made. There's a rules of engagement that has to be followed. This is why we say taboos, because this is the agreement. This is the contract and how you approach that. Now, your contract may be very different from my contract, right? Because some of this is on an individual basis. But me, nor any of my elders, or anybody that I know who practice this tradition, and who's into this tradition or spiritualities, was introduced by themselves. They had someone who led them to this, who guided them on their path. It's so dangerous picking up spiritual technologies and not understanding it and using it. You can be opening up a whole whirlwind of things. There's certain character developments there's certain maturities, there's certain regiments and rituals that have to be done, right? And yes, there are spirits that can deceive you and can trick you into doing stuff, and you ain't never got close to the spirit you thought you was getting close to. You understand? This is a big thing. It's a big deal. I don't want people getting harmed, nor do I want people getting scammed out of money, because it's not about money. It's about the elevation of the people. It's about the understanding. Don't just buy spiritual technology and just be using it. Definitely, if you're not sure if that person is a reputable person who is trained, who is initiated, who has elders, and things of that nature. Okay?